Well, I could probably talk about that more than the bishop could, because he was my spiritual director, which means he can't say much, which I'm kind of happy about. But no, I remember, see, I went to the North American College in '72, and Matt, I think you came in '73 as understudy to Bill Ward.
That's right, I was down at the CASA that first year, and then
so,
in '73.
Yeah, now so I took a great priest of the Diocese of Scranton by the name of Father Bill Ward as my spiritual director, and then he left, and then Father Matt Clark took his place, and I said to Bishop, like you would to a physician, I said, well, who do you recommend? He said, well, take Father Clark, he's coming in, and I did, and I never regretted it. He's a great spiritual director, and I mean that. I'm going to talk a little bit about that in my sermon today. So when I came to New York as Archbishop of New York in 3.5 years ago, part of being Archbishop of New York is you also serve as what we use in churchy language, Metropolitan. And I thought, wow, I'm glad Matt Clark's there, because I know him best, and he knows me pretty well, and it'll be good to have him as a brother bishop in New York. So the friendship goes back that far. I would say that he would exude an interior calmness, patience, wisdom, and prudence that he has shown to all of you for 33 years, and that the church critically needs today. And I experienced that firsthand. You know, when you're a seminarian, you're away from home, you're dealing with a lot of personal issues, a lot of sins, a lot of questions, a lot of confusion. And sometimes you're tempted to discouragement, you're tempted to leave, you're tempted to give up, you're tempted to panic. And I would always find in him a calming influence. Never by denying the problems, but always by staring them in the eye, but by doing that with a remarkable sense of trust in divine providence. He taught me that, and I think that has characterized. I'm a Catholic Church historian by background. After I was ordained a priest, I went to graduate school and was able to get my doctorate in church history. And so I always look at whenever I'm asked to talk about somebody, I always think, 50 years from now, how is somebody going to write the chapter on the Matt Clark years? And they're going to say that perhaps his greatest legacy is this a sense of gentleness and calmness and wisdom and prudential judgment in a time that we really need that, when others were maybe rushing to judgment. Or that's what you did for me as a spiritual director, Bishop Clark. I think you've done for this diocese for 33 years, and I'm looking forward to saying that publicly.